So with the Edge of Fate being live here for a couple days, I am sure everyone has gotten a couple of the brand new weapons here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about a weapon that is the only one of its kind, and that is the brand new legendary grenade launcher, Theodolite. Now you're probably asking the question, why is this grenade launcher the only one of its kind? Well, this grenade launcher is a micro missile frame grenade launcher, just like the mountaintop, but this grenade launcher right here has a damage type. This is going to be an arc micro missile frame grenade launcher, which is the very first of its kind, which I have to say, once we get into the perk pulls and everything about this weapon, this thing is absolutely insane. Now before we get further in this video, here is a very quick breakdown about this weapon. This weapon is called the Theodolite grenade launcher. It is the very first arc micro missile frame grenade launcher in the entire game of Destiny. Now the cool thing about this weapon being a micro missile frame is if you have this weapon equipped, you are going to move a lot faster around the map, and also you're going to be able to grenade jump so you can exploit the movement. Now if we quickly take a look at the basic stats about this grenade launcher here, this grenade launcher has a 100 blast radius, 75 velocity, 23 stability, 65 handling, 63 reload speed, 75 aim assistance, 13 zoom, 17 airborne effectiveness, and 69 ammo generation, with the rounds per minute being 90. Now I'm not gonna lie, this weapon is pretty difficult to obtain, but to obtain this weapon here, you are gonna have to grind out your pinnacle drops, which is the exotic missions in the pinnacle, Kel's Fall, the Encore, Starcross, the Whisper, and also with this weapon not being craftable, if you get this weapon, you're going to be wanting to pray that you get the God roll. Now let's talk about the perks on this grenade launcher. There's a lot going on here, a lot of great perks, a lot of combos can be made here. Now if we start with column 3 here, we have Eddy Current, we have Reconstruction, we have Blast Distributor, we have Reverberation, Danger Zone, Transcendent Moment. Column 3 is looking mighty fine. Now if we go to column 4, we have Volt Shot, we have Reaper's Tithe, Binary Orbit, Elemental Honing, Rolling Storm, Frenzy. I'm gonna say this as well. Column 4 is looking great as well. Now, I know everyone's wanting the God rolls about this weapon here, but before we do that, let's talk about some origin traits here, which this grenade launcher, you can choose up to 3 different origin traits to use. Now, for the first one, we have Problem Solver. This is saying dealing sustained damage to a champion, mini-boss, or boss combatant will exhaust them, and it's gonna grant you weapon handling and reload speed. So this is actually kind of good. This is gonna be good for your raids, your dungeons, harder missions, your grandmasters and everything, dealing with champions, mini bosses and everything. And also, if you exhaust the targets, they deal reduced outgoing damage. So this is going to be good if you're just trying to do a little bit of damage, you exhaust them, you switch to a different weapon. It is going to be difficult for that boss or whatever it may be to take you out. Now for our next one, we have Vanguard Determination. This says after using your class ability, final blows with this weapon grant you bonus damage resistance. This can be good if you're just trying to stay alive a lot longer using this grenade launcher. And you got to remember, this grenade launcher, you only have 20 shells, so you got to kind of use this one right using this origin trait, which I will say it's more of a B tier origin trait. But the next one here, we have Field Tested. Defeating targets or dealing sustained damage with this weapon will gradually increase range, stability, handling, and reload speed. And also, swords gain increased charge rate and guard resistance. So this is also going to be a good one. Now, if I had to rank these ones, I would say Problem Solver and Field Tested are probably tied for number 1. And then I would have to say Vanguard Determination as 2. I feel like Problem Solver and Field Tested are probably going to be the most ones used. Now let's talk about the God rolls on this grenade launcher before we get into our damage testing about this weapon. Now there is 4 God rolls in my opinion here that you're looking for. Now again, all these perks are good, they could work well together, but these are going to be the 4 rolls that you're looking for together. Now for the first one, I think this is probably the number 1 God roll, and this is going to be Eddy Current, and then we have Volt Shot. Volt Shot is going to be great for ad clearing, and I will say this grenade launcher is not really built for damage or damage phases. This grenade launcher is mainly just used for ad clearing, which I feel like Volt Shot and Eddy Current is probably your best roll to get. Now another one that we can get here is going to be Eddy Current, and we have Reaper's Tithe. Reaper's Tithe is a brand new perk that dropped here in the Edge of Fate, and it reads multiple final blows queue up to a stacking damage buff. Once we get our buff, the timer starts as soon as we fire the weapon next. And if we get the timer going down, each final blow will extend the time. So as long as you keep that timer up and your buff going on, the damage is actually pretty good on this grenade launcher. Now, another god roll that you're looking for here is going to be Reconstruction and Volt Shot. Again, this being another good ad clearing one. Reconstruction it's cool on a grenade launcher. It's not like crazy good. I feel like eddy current is a lot better, but reconstruction is pretty good. Sometimes we are going to double up that magazine capacity, so instead of reloading after every shot, it would be after 2 shots, so that is really nice. And then volt shot again, just being good for your ad clearing. Now, for our final god roll on this grenade launcher here, we have Reconstruction and Reaper's Tithe. Again, Reaper's Tithe is going to be good for increasing that damage. So again, it's going to be for ad killing, but again, this is going to be the best one. Eddy current and volt shot is the one that you're looking for. Now, we're in the shooting range here, and we're going to be doing our damage testing on the target frame Vanguard bots here because they are the most accurate right now. For some odd reason, if you do any other targets or anything like that, you're not getting the most accurate number here. And also, these targets are made as majors instead of like minors or anything like that. So this is going to give us some pretty good numbers here. So what we're going to do is go ahead and shoot our target, which we're going to get 2 numbers, 312 and 576, and that's going to give us a grand total of 888 damage per shell. Now, with this grenade launcher, we get 20 shells, so if we do the math here, 888 times 20, and that's going to give us the number of 17,760 damage for 20 grenade shells, which, again, this is not a weapon that you're really going to be using for damage. This is going to be a great weapon for ad clearing. But overall, is this grenade launcher an absolute PvE grenade launcher meta? I don't really think so. I think this grenade launcher is really fun to use. I think it's good for your ad clearing. I think it's going to be good for exploiting the movement with the grenade jumping and with it being a micro missile frame, so you can move a lot faster around the map. But overall, this grenade launcher is fun. I would farm just to have it, just in case they do give the micro missile frames a crazy buff. But that is going to wrap it up for me. I do hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, as always, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel with noties on, and I'll see you guys in the next one.